And we're live. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, let me know that as well. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook in the Team Wise Team group. I hope you'll watch in one or maybe even both places. This will be for a replay. And we have Lindsay. So, hi, Lindsay. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight and taking your time to do this. If you're in the Team Wise group, make sure you tag your teams so that they can see this. So, Lindsay, do you want to tell us who you are, where you're from, why you do this paparazzi thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Lindsay and I sell paparazzi. I'm an elite consultant fashionista. I am from New Jersey, literally the armpit of the lovely nation. And I love the jewelry. I love the jewelry. I've been doing this since December 1st, 2017 is when I signed up to be a consultant.
Oh
yeah.
Gosh.
And now we're in 2021.
And who signs up in December? Like, who signs up in December?
Somebody who is really hangry, really hangry to make a change in their life. That's who, I'll tell you.
Oh, yes. I like that. So why did you join other than you like the jewelry? Was that really your
I was shopping from someone who we'll talk about me not paying invoices later, but I was shopping from somebody who really inspired me, like they made a difference in their life. And I said, you know what? I want a difference in my life. I was working full time and I wasn't paying all the bills. I like to get my nails done, my hair done. I couldn't meet it. So I signed up to sell the jewelry to get a couple extra bucks in my pocket so I could have my nice, fun things and my paychecks would be my paychecks for bills.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh my goodness. So we have some questions. Thank you to my friends who submitted these questions because they're good. These are
really good
questions. So we're gonna not take questions from the public audience tonight because we have some interview questions that we're gonna do here. And these are some hard-hitting questions that are really gonna get to the heart of things. They're not like, how do you get more viewers? Listen, friends, how you get more viewers is all over like Facebook and YouTube. And I know your sponsors talked about it at least 7 times, probably today. So you can go find all that stuff. This is a little deeper level stuff. For example, our first question is, was there ever a time that you thought about giving up? And what did you do to get out of that mindset?
I will be completely honest with you. There were a few times where I thought I don't want to say that I truly thought about giving up, but I definitely questioned if this is for me. A lot of times my problem is I see other people and where other people are. And if I am not there, if I'm not growing at that rate, then I tend to put more pressure on myself and I would let that get the better of me. So, in times like that, when I was questioning, like all of these people are ranking, all of these people are selling, all of these people are doing life of the party, all of these people are having, 50 viewers on their live, and here I am with 10. I learned to put my blinders on and I signed up for myself, for my journey. I didn't sign up to put extra money in anybody else's pocket. I signed up to put the money in my pocket. So I keep going with my blinders on and my journey in front of me. There was a specific time I want to say it was early 2018, there was a shipping slowdown. We experienced it recently, but I went through that shipping slowdown and I wasn't getting my packages at all. And I was like, I can't continue if I don't have jewelry to sell. So I had to either decide if I wanted to keep going or decide if I was going to, I'm going to break my orders down. I really had to sit down and think about it. And I started ordering every day. And that kept my jewelry flowing in, even in the slowdown. And I can tell you during this recent slowdown with shipping, that's what got me through. I had no issues with it. So just blinders and really remember your goal, why you started. Remember what you want. So
I love it. The teacher with me would say, keep your eyes on your own paper.
Yes.
You can't copy anyone else's answers here.
No.
Oh, yes. That is so good. Put those blinders on. Oh, man. So then question 2 is very similar to that. What keeps you pushing when you hit a slowdown in your business? Maybe not so much like shipping from corporate, that's out of our control, but has your business ever slowed down, and what'd you do?
My business, I mean, I think everybody's business has its ebbs and flows, its ups and downs. And I'm a Taurus and I'm Italian. I'm really sorry for my husband, but I'm very, very strong-headed. So when I see that things are not going my way, I can either give up, complain about it, which I do a little bit. I complain a little bit, but then I will, you know what, I'm going to go harder. So when things get tough, I go harder. So if my sales are starting to slow down, I'm just going to go live more. You know, I'll do a daytime live. I will do different venues. I'll try Instagram. I'll try YouTube. I will do whatever I can to make those sales. I will do, you know, promotions. I will put together sets. I will work 10 times harder to meet where I need to be. And I try to always look at like my sales and survive on those. So I always watch, I have a number I need to meet each week. And if I'm not at that number, then you're going to see me live like every second of every day, trying to make that work. So I don't let the slowdowns slow me down. I use it to kind of give me a little kick in the rear to keep going, to be honest.
So slowdowns make you go harder.
Yes.
I want to ask a little bit about, this is off topic, but that's okay. I want to ask a little bit about that number that you mentioned, because we know when we track a number, we can do anything with it. Where does that number come from?
It comes from my best and my former best. So I always try, this goes with the blinders. My best is my best. I'm not trying to meet somebody else's sales. If somebody can sell $50,000 worth of jewelry in a month, that is fantastic, but I'm not on that road. I'm not, maybe someday I will, but I'm on my Lindsay road. So I will do whatever my best week in sales was. I always try to meet that. Or I will go through, let's say, a 6-week, I will make an average of whatever my sales were. So let's just say if it was $4,000 on average, that's what I try to bring in, because I reinvest back almost everything that I sell to bring in more jewelry. So I constantly, you know, if I sell $7,000 worth of jewelry, I'm going to bring in that much more jewelry so I can continue to raise those sales. So it's an average based on, you know, so many weeks. And then it's my goal. It's what I need to sustain my sales, a minimum pieces of jewelry that I need coming in and moving for that next coming week. So that's kind of where that comes from.
I like it. So it's yours. Again,
it's mine. It's nobody else's. It's mine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. Where'd you find the confidence? Because I think we have a lot of people who don't have that yet, that confidence yet, to really just go after your goal. Where'd you find that?
I don't know. It kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest. I love selling this jewelry. I love talking to people. I'm big on engaging in lives. I'm not just going to sit there and show jewelry. Right. I want to talk to you. I want to know what you ate for dinner. I want to know what you did today. I want to know all of that. And I feel like just feeling like my connection with people, especially during COVID, has gotten me to a point where I know I'm making a difference in somebody's life, and that has changed my confidence level. It's made me more confident to want to get out there. When I get messages, are you going live? I miss you. Like, okay, yes, I want to go live. And then people on the team, you know, the leadership role has really strengthened my confidence.
I love
leading
it.
And yeah.
And getting to do what you're good at.
I love it. And I didn't even know I was going to be good at it. I've never sold anything in my life.
But you're so good at it. And you're not really, it doesn't feel like selling, does it?
Nope, not at all.
Not at all.
It's not. I don't consider it work. Not the selling part.
No.
It's fun.
So much fun. So, well, actually, this is a really good segue. We segue really well tonight.
So good.
So you started paparazzi full time. How did you part time? How did you manage working a full time job and your paparazzi? And then how did you eventually push paparazzi to become your sole income?
So this is a fun one. So a little bit of backstory. When I signed up with paparazzi, I had just gone through knee surgery. I had a trip and fall. I broke my knee, and I was still working full time. I had knee surgery. I never took disability, going to work, physical therapy, and I signed up during that crazy time. So I would go to work, come home, sell jewelry on live, go to physical therapy, send invoices on the bike, and then come home and do all that stuff. So I was really, really packing it in at nighttime. And then it started creeping into the daytime. I was in my car on my breaks, always working. And I realized I like this more. I really, really do like this more. So I pushed through my full-time job and I continued to build my paparazzi business until I felt I was at a cusp where I really had a decent following, decent sales, and I could really see if I had more time in the day to invest in paparazzi, I could do this. I could make this happen. So I went to, I think it was a Life of the Party diamond trip, and I was completely exhausted. I was so tired from working. That was like my vacation. And Summer looked at me and she said, you can't do this anymore. Like you're exhausted. Like what do you, like you can't do this to yourself, because I really wanted to do paparazzi full time, but I needed that full-time income. So I went into work one day on a whim and I gave my 2 weeks notice and I told my husband, I said, give me 6 months. I swear I will prove to you that I can do this. And I hustled my butt off. And that was in October of 2019. And shortly after was COVID and, or 2020. Shortly after was COVID. It was 2019. Sorry. We made it through COVID 6 months and I'm proving to him that I can do it. So it was very much on a whim, but my passion was in the jewelry. And I knew that I needed that time to focus on the jewelry to make it work. So.
And you weren't afraid to go harder.
Yes, I had to.
Earlier.
Yes, I had to. That was the only way it was going to work. I couldn't put the energy into paparazzi that I needed to be full-time if I was working. And I just wasn't happy there. I loved the job. It was a great job. My heart was in paparazzi.
Did you ever?
And they laughed at me the whole way.
Once you kind of left that structure of full-time, because I remember leaving my full-time structure to this, did you ever have a time where it was like, all right, Lindsay, get out of bed, let's go, you're slacking, come on, girl? Did you ever go through that season of, I'm free? Or did you just dive right in?
In the beginning, it was, I'm going to be live every second of every day. And I was for like a couple days. And then everybody went to work and school. And I was like, I got the house to myself. I'm going to go back to bed for an hour. And then things weren't matching up. And I was like, my husband's not going to like these numbers. So I had to make a little list of what I want to get done that day for my personal life. And then I made it work. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I worked from home before everybody else did. I love it.
It is. And it's so much freedom to get to make your own choices, to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Working from home, the best. If you're thinking
when everybody else is at work or at school.
Or at school.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you have kids. You have kids though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So when they go out to school, mama gets work done.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, because we just had this pandemic and I would bet your kids had to do some at-home learning.
She did a little bit. Yeah. She goes to a private school, so she's still in school full time.
Okay. So you didn't really have that much of an upheaval, did you?
Not too much. No, the husband was home for a couple weeks, so I had to deal with him. But he got to see how hard I really work. I think sometimes they don't realize what we do all day. Well, I don't just sit around and play in jewelry. I work. So
I sell this stuff, man. It goes out the door.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Did you ever have, okay, I'm going to ask this one again off script. Did you ever have an issue between the two of you with him being like, this is not a real job? And then, any of that kind of thing? And how did you come through that?
We definitely did. It made him nervous because I'm relying basically on jewelry, and he said, what happens if they just stop buying? And I really had to show him the ins and outs of it and how I have backup plans. Like I have jewelry if, paparazzi can't ship anymore, if FedEx can't come in, I've shown him that I do have like disaster plans. Recently my Facebook page was closed down for like 48 or 72 hours, and it woke me up. I have other venues, so he knows how serious I take this, and he knows it's not a hobby. So he definitely sees the potential in it. He knows the profit margin. He's gotten into all of that stuff, and it definitely made him a little more comfortable with it. Yeah, for sure.
So your seriousness
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk to all these consultants that we have here. Your seriousness set the tone for your conversation with your spouse. When you're serious about something, it's a different conversation. But if you're treating it like a hobby,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to assume it's a hobby.
Yes, absolutely. When I showed him how much jewelry, I'm looking at my warehouse shelves. I don't mean to say warehouse, but I have so much jewelry down here, like a huge variety of jewelry. When I finally went full time with this and was able to set it up the way I wanted to, he was like, "You really do have a store. Like you have a whole store." And I said, "I told you, I have more than like what you go into like a jewelry store and see. Like I have something for everybody, and that is why, and it's $5. It's not going away." And he sees the passion I have for it, and he knows it's legit. And he doesn't have to pay all the bills, so he knows it's even more legit.
Oh, so you guys have to serious up about what you're doing here in paparazzi when you're to take on that conversation with your significant other.
Yes.
That is so good. I need to ask that question more often.
Yeah. I had to tell him that this is real. This is passion. This is what I want to do. This isn't something I just want to do to pay the bills. I want to do this. And my genuine want to do this is making it work. I believe that.
And you stepped up and you took action and you showed him. Because most men are very show me, don't tell me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like most men. Show me, don't tell me. So I can relate to them.
That's my motto. I learned that from Misty Kirby. Show me, don't tell me. So I said, give me 6 months. I'll prove it to you. And it's been over a year. So we're good.
And you have proven it twice over, at least. Yeah. Well, see, so speaking of doing things, if you could go back and do this all over again, what would you do differently as maybe a brand new consultant, a 1-year consultant, etc.? What would you do different?
I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know, to be honest with you, if I would do anything differently.
Okay.
I want to, when I started this business, I literally had nothing. I know I had talked in the beginning, mentioned about declining invoices. I literally didn't have $8 in my account to pay for my jewelry. My card declined, and I felt I had to lie to my consultant because I was so embarrassed that I didn't have the money to pay for my invoice. And I finally told her, I think when I hit producer, I was like, I have to be honest with you. I finally told her. But I've always had, I always knew that I had it in me. This is my journey. So I constantly reminded myself, I can do this. And again, with the blinders, I started with the $99 jewelry kit. I sold it and I reinvested it. And I knew that I needed the extra money. Mm-hmm. And that the only way I was going to continue to have extra money is to keep buying jewelry to have to sell. So I don't really think there's anything I would do differently, except I would buy the bigger kit. Oh. I would buy the bigger starter kit if I could go back and do it again to have all that extra jewelry. I would. That's about the only thing I would change, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love it. Honest is the way to do it, because
my journey is mine.
You've walked Lindsay's path, and nobody else's. You didn't try to be anybody else.
Right.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's my journey.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's talk about reinvestment. Got to continue to buy jewelry.
Yes.
It's something we forget, but we have to buy jewelry. Yes. Buy jewelry. So we've talked about number 6 was what was your why, but how has your why changed now as a fashionista 3 years into this? How's it different?
My why in the beginning was for myself, and I feel like now my why is for other people. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get emotional. I get very emotional. I have one specific team member who basically sat in a chair all day until she came across my lives. Now she gets up every day, does her makeup and shows her jewelry, and feels like she has a true purpose in life. I have customers who are depressed and they have nothing to do with their time, and then they come on the show and they talk to me. Oh my gosh, thank goodness you're live. I needed someone to talk to. So my why is more to give other people, I don't want to say companionship, but I do. You know, just to be there for people, conversation and ear. I say it all the time. I'm not just jewelry. If you're feeling some type of way and you can't sleep and I'm up, send me a message. We'll chat. You know, that is why I feel like I keep doing this now. Like it pays the bills, you know, I keep hustling to pay the bills, but I'm always looking for that extra interaction with people. I really, really do thrive on that. I love the communication. I was never a people person. Never. I was always labeled unapproachable. I had a woman in a store ask my husband what my problem was. She didn't think I was with him. She said, what was her problem? She is just miserable. I was like, it's my wife and she's fine. Like, I wasn't a happy looking person, even though I was, but I was always labeled unapproachable. Now I just feel like I'm just beaming because of this business, literally beaming because of this business.
You are. You are.
I love it.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. Was there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to talk about? Any words of wisdom you want to share? Anything?
I can say keep going. Don't compare yourself. You know, we see people all the time talking, are you working towards this goal? You should have your goals, but you need to understand that these are your goals. You're not living in somebody else's life. You're not that person. You know, we're all human. We all have our own issues going on, our own lives. Know what you want and go for it. And if you're here and their goal is here, that's fine. Just go for your goal. Go for your goal. You'll eventually get where you're meant to go. Just don't give up. You started this for a reason, and it's really in you to do this, nobody else. So just believe in yourself, put yourself out there. It's really tough sometimes to do, but just hit the go live button and go live. Just do it.
And if you screw up, okay.
You end the live, it's over, and then you wake up and you do it again the next day. I mean, I've had total flops. I've had shows where I sold nothing and nobody talked to me. And I was like, this is great. And I would stay positive, and then I'd get replay shoppers. I've had lives where I was completely miserable, and then I went back and I was like, that's why nobody was shopping with me, you know, and I learned my lesson. You know, you just keep going.
And hold your emotions. Like you just said it. You saw the difference between pushing through and letting your emotions get to you.
If you can't watch your own live and get through it, nobody else is going to want to get through it at all. So
absolutely. Like pull it together, girlfriend.
Put it together, sister. You got this.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. We are at half an hour. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out to do this. Thank you
so much.
Inspiring me, because I needed to hear, Erica, your goals. Your goals. Your goal.
Your goal. Nobody else's. Your goal.
Oh my goodness. So
you got this.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you.